Good morning, reader. Happy Monday. It is 5:03 in the morning. I am waking up at 4:30 every morning this week in an attempt to find some more time to read. I have not been reading as much as I'd like to, as much as I know I'm capable of, just because life has been a little bit crazy. March was a wild month, and so I'm looking to slow down a little bit in April, have a little bit more time to read and do some of the things that I love to do, reading included. So we are up at 4:30 every morning this week to see, one, if I can do it, and two, if I actually read more. But on first day, I'm actually not as tired as I thought I was gonna be. It was pretty easy to pop up out of bed this morning. I was out of the bed by 4:35 and feeling pretty good. I've only had a couple of sips of coffee too, so this is natural energy, baby, which I'm loving. We'll see how I feel the rest of the week. I imagine that 4:30 a.m. mornings are going to start to take a toll on me at some point, but we shall see. Let's get to reading. Book 1. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. I mentioned this in my March recap book as a book that I had started that I didn't think I was going to finish. I was right, didn't finish it in March. So we are going to finish it in April. I think it's going to be the first book that I finish, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. Okay, let's get to reading. Good morning. It is day 2, Tuesday. I'm definitely more tired today than I was yesterday, so I definitely need this cup of coffee. I got about 50 pages in yesterday, about an hour worth of reading, because I spent the rest of the time scrolling on my phone. Also, excuse me if you can hear all of my animals in the background. One cat is playing with his toy, one dog is tip-tapping around and drinking water. It's just a circus this morning, and apparently I'm the ringleader, but I do not feel like one. So let's see how much I can get in this morning. I'm hoping to get another hour at least in, because I do have some work to do on a video this morning too. So that one's really fun. It's about little free libraries. It will be coming out later this month. I spent like an hour and a half running around to little free libraries yesterday, and it was a time. So check that video out, coming out soon. But for now, let's get to reading. Good morning. Day 3, Wednesday, and I snoozed this morning 3 times. So I woke up at about 5. It's now about 5:30. I've made my coffee, lit my candle, taken care of my animals, and now it is time to read. Yesterday, last day is what I was gonna say. I meant yesterday. I made it through about 30 pages, I think, and then read another probably 20 or 30 just throughout the day. So we've got about 100 pages left in the book. Goal is to finish that by tomorrow and maybe start a new book tomorrow. So let's see how far we get today. day 4. I slept in until 5 again. It's about 5:45 right now. I just got in a little bit of reading of the new book that I'm reading, Always Only You, by Chloe Lees. Lees? I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But I finished A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. Loved it. It was such a good book. Oh my goodness. The romance was like realistic but deep and passionate and so good. It wasn't like a rom-com in any way, which I think is a little bit more what I lean towards. It has a lot of like comedic effect, and not to say that the characters weren't funny, because they were, and there was like levity and relief from some of the more serious topics in the book, but it just did such a good job of balancing everything. I'll talk more about my review in my April recap video that'll come out later this month, but loved. High vibes, good vibes, like all the vibes for this one. Really excited about Always Only You. I'm a few pages in already and really liking the style of the writing. I love Frankie. I'm really excited to see her relationship with Rin and how that developed. Good morning. It is Friday. It is the last day, day 5, and I am very excited to be done with this challenge. I think waking up at 4:30 has been really good in some ways and really tiring in others. I think I'm less physically tired than I expected to be, but mentally, just like being up this much longer and like doing things in that time that I'm awake, I'm finding that by like 6 o'clock at night, I'm mentally tapped out. Like I just have nothing else to give. And so I've honestly not been doing much of anything in the evenings. I'm just laying in bed, staring into space for like an hour or two before I go to sleep. I really don't, though, have liked having the extra time to read. But to be honest, I've probably spent just as much time editing this video as I have reading. So I think just like changing my expectations also with waking up early, that it's probably not going to be just me reading, because I'm not one of those people that like sits for hours at a time to read usually. I read in much smaller chunks, but I try to read more consistently throughout the day, so I'm reading like 5 times a day, but in smaller chunks. All that to say, this was an interesting challenge. I'm glad that I did it. I likely will be waking up, maybe not at 4:30, probably closer to 5, maybe 5:30 every morning going forward. So it definitely did have an impact on how I'm gonna live my life. So let's do our final little bit of reading, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being here.